A story that I know, an event that's really shocked and saddened so many of you, the death of Big Brother star Nikki Grahame from anorexia. It's been very upsetting, but particularly, of course, for her friends and family. And they're now coming out and saying they want a greater awareness of eating disorders.
Nikki's struggle with anorexia began when she was just 8. In the last few weeks, she had been receiving treatment for her condition, but her family say she was badly affected by lockdown. Joining us now from West London is Nikki's former boyfriend, Pete Bennett, and also Dr. Hilary is here in the studio as well. Pete, thanks so much for joining us this morning. I imagine it's a very difficult time for you. How are you feeling today, looking back at Nikki's life? We will all remember and all have our own memories of seeing her on television, and I know a lot of people have been online and paid their own personal tributes to her. What are your thoughts this morning?
I'm just sat here. I don't know what to say about that. I'm lost for words still. I really am, to be honest. Yeah, and just it's been a mad wave of emotions, and yeah, I can't really. Yeah, I'm still speechless, trying to put it together that what happened.
You see her just a few weeks ago, is that right, Pete? You were able to see her just a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
How was that?
Yeah, I was. As soon as I saw the GoFundMe link, and I was in London at the time because I didn't know she was that ill. Yeah, I knew she was ill. You know, I'd seen pictures of her out with Imogen, and you know, I knew she was looking thin, and she contacted me in the last lockdown, saying that she had been hospitalised again, and she told me not to say anything, you know, but she wanted me to come and rescue her or something. But I was filming up north at the time, and I couldn't come see her. But then, and she got out again, and you know. So we were still in contact, you know. I was giving her some big ups. I was like, come on, Nikki, you know, you deserve a great life. You're amazing and stuff. And boost, you know, you're giving her a good old Pete, you know, positive.
Yeah, which I'm sure she...
kind of, you know, boost. But then, sorry, yeah, but then recently, when I saw the GoFundMe, it was a shock. Because we did a Ryland thing, you know, we did a Ryland reunion. And she looked quite ill, you know, but... it wasn't like anything. When I saw her again recently, it was a complete difference, and it was quite a shock. You know?
You were close to her. You obviously loved her and were aware of her and were doing everything you possibly could to give her the support she needed. I suppose for people like yourself, and also for the family, and for the rest of us who don't want to see lives lost in this way, it's got to be the question, you know, what more could have been done? Could anything have saved her?
I don't know. I thought that maybe look, I don't know. I don't know. I thought that love and support would save her. You know, I tried my best. Because we had a bond, like, you know, from Big Brother. We've always had that special bond, and we've always had that me and Nikki have always had that bond, even though we kind of went our separate ways for a few years. That kind of bond that me and Nikki shared after Big Brother was special, and I thought that I would be able to lift her out of the, you know, just get her feeling good again. You know, I just thought love and support, like a real good mate. I thought she really, you know, I just thought, because you know we had that bond. I thought I don't know, maybe I was wrong, but I just thought that she needed some good friends. So I got, you know, yeah, and hey, I even wrote to Kate Bush. I thought, hey, I'm gonna, hey Kate Bush, hey, do you fancy giving Nikki Grahame a pep talk, you know, send her a little video message saying, hey Nikki, because she was a massive. Yeah, I tried, you know, I got a picture of us together, I put it on social media with a link, and, you know, it warmed everyone's heart seeing us together again, and, you know, getting the money. You know, it's amazing that Carly Cunningham and Leon made that GoFundMe, and I was like right behind it straight away. I was like, oh my God. So I did everything I could. I went there with with my mental health nurse girlfriend. We were a force of nature, and you know, we just like smashed it that night. When we saw each other again that night when I went over there, it was magic. Like, she came out of her shell. We were reminiscing about Big Brother, and she was she wasn't well, obviously, but in here she was still there, and we had one of the most special nights I've ever actually had with Nikki was that night. The last time I saw her, it was a real lovely bonding experience again, to kind of see each other after how many years we've not seen each other. But yeah, it was probably the fondest memory I've got of her now.
Pete, I mean, you know, to suffer from anorexia from such a young age, and you know, it's bad enough, and really she's lived with this all her life, and many people around her will have known, some wouldn't have known. But then to have lockdown and what we've all suffered, but she must have really found that difficult. Did you get any sense of how hard lockdown was for her?
Yeah, I mean, of course. She was lonely, you know what I mean? Like, she was stuck in North London, you know what I mean? Like, all by herself. I mean, I'm lucky enough to be in Brighton, where there's a beach and there's lots of people around, lovely. She's stuck there all by herself. Yeah. And she hasn't got her coping mechanisms anymore, like her friends, and you know, routine.
Pete, we'll let you have some water.
You know what I mean? What's there to look forward to?
We can see you're upset. We don't want to upset you. It's talking about it upsetting you. To take good. We know that you want to share with us your thoughts and to raise awareness for her, but we also don't want to make you upset. We've got Dr. Hilary here, actually.
I'm all right.
Oh, good.
Oh,
all right.
Hello. Yeah.
Good.
I'm all right. Don't worry.
Okay.
I'm all right.
Well, we'll come back to you in a second, Pete. Just Dr. Hilary, on the anorexia, you know, incredibly hard, and so many of us, I think, you know, I've been reading about it even more just the last few days, having heard about Nikki's case, is that so many people go through this without able to tell anybody. Yeah. And then, you know, I think adding lockdown to that, not being able to speak to people or see somebody and explain what you might, having a chance to even explain what you might be going
extra
through.
Hard in lockdown.
It must be really tough.
Yeah, I mean, Nikki had this all her life, and it's one of the more common mental health conditions, a very serious mental health condition, affecting about 10% of the 3 million people or so with eating disorders in this country. And it's characterised by this body image which is distorted. So the loss of weight is very, very significant. The bones become weak. It affects the heart. It affects the kidneys. It affects the skin. Every aspect of health, really. And it is such an ingrained psychological condition. It's very difficult to deal with it. Yeah. You need a specialised team.
And a really sensitive subject to talk about.
Very, very sensitive. Because it's quite secretive as well, so it's difficult to spot initially. What happens is that the individual concerned will often wear baggy clothes to disguise how thin they are, how light they are.
And Pete as well, you could see, obviously moved and upset there, saying he was doing everything he can. I know you can still hear us, Pete, and trying to smother with love and support. Yeah. It's very hard to be people around somebody in that situation.
It's hugely difficult for the entire family. Yeah. The love isn't out. You know, there's no question about the love being there. Yeah. But without the behavioural therapies and the supervision and the weight gain, it's very difficult to treat it. And regrettably, it is the commonest cause of death from eating disorders in adolescence. So very serious. Yeah. And as we can see, Pete there, stress makes his condition worse. It's just that urge to express yourself through motor tics and gestures and movements and phonic sounds that gets rid of his stress.
Yep. OK. Yeah. Thanks, Dr. Hilary. And Pete, thank you very much. It was just amazing to hear from you. You know, if there's any honour in Nikki's life, is that this is going to raise more awareness of this issue of anorexia amongst all the community. I think that's why it's been really important you coming on. Thank you so much,
Pete. Lovely to speak to you. We wish you well.
No, thanks for having me. And lovely. Yeah, thanks, man.
Not at all.
Lots of love for everyone.
Well, that's wonderful, and thank you. We wish you well with dealing with your loss and sadness as well, Pete. And if you at home have been affected by any of the issues raised or would like more information on eating disorders, there is help and details of places to go to for advice on our website, itv.com/helplines.